Chapter-11 Subbaya Sreshti, Bilvamangala and Chintamani. The next morning, Subbaya Sreshti explained the transcendental nature of Lord Dattatreya. Since the elevated state of Mother Sumati is equal to that of Mother Anasuya, Sripada took birth from her womb. He was not born out of the physical union of his parents, but out of the union of yogic lights that emanated from the eyes of devout Rajasharma and chaste Sumati when they were in deep meditation. When different deities are worshipped, the consciousness of Datta reflects on those deities, transforming into a new consciousness, thus fulfilling the just desires of the devotee. The Absolute can manifest himself in any form to guide the sincere spiritual seeker. If one surrenders oneself to Lord Datta, he allocates the work to the concerned deities and makes sure that the devotee is well protected. Lord Datta is the Paramatattva, the Supreme Truth, which forms the base for transcendental nature and is the transpersonal aspect of the Divine. He is beyond Saguna, the attributes, and Nirguna, the attributeless. It is the primordial nature which has no beginning or end. Once Sri Bapanavadhanulu questioned him, "Are you Datta or a devotee of Datta?" Sripada touched gently between Bapanarya's eyebrows. At once he beheld the form of Mahavatar Babaji in the Himalayas. He then saw him taking a holy dip in the confluence of the three rivers at Prayaga. Later, he took the form of Sripada and merged into the idol of Datta in Kukkuteshwara temple. He saw an Avadhut emerged out of the idol to whom his daughter Sumati was giving alms. The Avadhut transformed into an infant who was playing in the lap of Sumati. The infant then changed into 16-year-old youth who appeared like a yogi. The yogi took a holy dip along with his disciples in the confluence of the two sacred rivers. He then looked at Bapanaryulu and said, "I am Nrisimha Saraswati and this place is Gandharvapuram." Then he threw his upper garment into the waters and sitting on it proceeded to Srisailam, where after centuries of penance he appeared like an aged yogi with only a loincloth around him. He then told Bapanaryulu that he is Swami Samartha. Transmitting his life energy into a banyan tree and his divine soul into the idol of Mallikarjuna in Srisailam, he left his mortal body. All these incidents transpired one after the other like a moving picture before the eyes of Bapanaryulu, who remained in a state of inexpressible ecstasy. When he regained normalcy, he saw little Sripada sitting quite innocently in front of him. He hugged him affectionately. After a while, Bapanarya began his customary Agnihotra, oblation to fire. Just by chanting mantras, after placing sacrificial firewood, samidhas, into the fire pit, he would miraculously ignite the firewood. On that day, however, in spite of his repeated chanting, there was no fire. Then Sripada, addressing the fire god, ordered, "O God of fire, do not obstruct the sacred rituals of my grandfather." No sooner did he utter these words than the fire lit up. Sripada poured some water into the fire from a small pitcher. Instead of extinguishing, the fire blazed with even more intensity as if ghee was poured over it. "Grandfather," Sripada asserted, "know this for certain, that without my prior conviction, even a great seer like you cannot accomplish a simple task like lighting the fire. I can grant any wish of my devotee. However, before granting the wish, I make sure whether he deserves it or not and whether he can withstand such magnitude and uses it selflessly for the welfare of the mankind. The following day, Narasimhavarma took Sripada to visit his fields as per his request. Narasimhavarma apprised Sripada that though the soil there is very fertile and yields all types of crops, rich God was one crop that was failing constantly. The plant rarely flowered. If in case the flower did develop into a tender vegetable, it withers away. And if by chance it grew into a full-fledged vegetable, it tasted terribly bitter and unfit for consumption. Sripada spoke with calm assurance. The soil is long yearning to be sanctified by the touch of my feet. Since its longing has been fulfilled, from today the field will yield very good and tasty rich God crop. Shankar Bhatt, it was indeed a miracle that the soil thenceforth yielded delicious rich God crop in abundance. After a while, when Sripada was walking in the fields, a few tribal people showed up. They prostrated humbly before him. Sripada explained, "These people belong to the period of my incarnation of Lord Nrsimha and are my staunch devotees. If you so desire, they will help you behold the Lord." "Do you people know the whereabouts of Lord Narasimha?" Varma too responded playfully. "Of course we do, dear sir. He is rather striking in appearance, with a lion's head and a human body. Our sister Chanchulakshmi and he like each other. So we married them. If you wish to see them, we will bring them to you." Saying so, they scurried away. Seeing me passing by, Sripada beckoned me. Just then, two people were walking towards us. They were none other than Chintamani and Bilvamangala. Sripada commanded me to make fire, collecting some dried twigs. I silently obeyed his order. As the twigs were set ablaze, Chintamani and Bilvamangala experienced severe burning sensation as if their bodies were set on fire. After a while, two dark shadowy silhouettes resembling them emerged from their bodies and weeping bitterly jumped into the fire. Within no time, the figures turned into heaps of ash. Chintamani and Bilvamangala returned to normalcy. With the effects of their past bad actions burnt in the fire of wisdom, Bilvamangala and Chintamani renounced the world and became ascetics. Meanwhile, the tribals came there with Lord Narasimha and their sister Chanchulakshmi. Sripada shot abrupt questions. "Are you Lord Narasimha? Is Chanchulakshmi your wife? Are you the same Lord who killed the demon Hiranyakashyapa and saved Prahlada?" Lord Narasimha answered affirmatively for all the questions, and before the eyes of all the people present there, Chanchulakshmi and he transformed into radiant forms and merged into Sripada. Sripada proclaimed that the place where all these unique incidents transpired would in future be renowned as Chitrada, the city of miracles.
Sripada Rajam Sharanam Prapajye.
End of chapter 11.
Srivallabha Charithamrutham.